we want to know, what is your favorite place that you've ever visited inside of Germany?
I almost think we shouldn't say it because I don't want it to get too busy next time.
What does my American family think of Germany? Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. I am Donnie, and along with my wife Aubrey, we are two Americans currently living in Germany with our baby, sharing all of our experiences living and traveling throughout Europe. So a couple of weeks ago, I mentioned in one of our videos that we actually have family visiting us from the US back to back for about 2 months straight. And right now I have my sister Rebecca and her husband Justin here visiting with us with their family. And they've been with us for about 2 weeks. And now this isn't their first time that they've ever been to Germany, but they came just a few weeks after we moved here. And so I don't know that we gave them the best experience in Germany, but this trip, since we've been living here for about 4 years, I hope that we've given them a better representation of what Germany is all about. So I thought it would be kind of fun to sit down in this video and just ask them about their take, some of their culture shocks, things that they maybe were surprised by or thought that Germany has done better, things that maybe the US they think does a little bit better. But overall, I just wanted to find out what their experience has been like since we've come to the end of their 2-week trip and share with you guys these two Americans' take on Germany. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today in our video. Family time in Meisenheim. What food experiences have you enjoyed the most, or what have been some of your favorite foods that you've had?
Salads.
Yeah, the salads have been fantastic.
Side salads, intro salads,
All of the salads.
main salads. They're fresh. They're hearty. They have a bunch of vegetables. In the States, it's mostly iceberg lettuce with a dump of dressing.
Like ranch dressing.
Yeah, here it's
Like a nice vinaigrette.
yeah,
or
nice
something.
vinaigrette. It's like the salad is the star, the dressing is the backup.
Have salads been like the biggest kind of surprise of food that you've enjoyed in Germany, or has there been other things?
Flammkuchen.
Has been fun to get. I mean, obviously, coffee and cake in the afternoon and
All the pastries, breakfast pastries. I mean, that's something we kind of can get in the States, but it's not
the same. Like
yeah,
we had
it's not
cake
the same
today and it was not as sweet
as what we would usually
as what
get
we
in
would
the
usually
States.
get. Not as heavy, not as sweet,
More
but still
mild.
very good.
Yeah, so you could eat more of it.
Did you think the lack of sweetness was a good thing or a
Positive.
bad?
A positive.
Yeah, positive. A lot of fries.
A lot of fries, and they've all been really good.
Mm-hmm.
Where was that place that we had that was really good fries?
What's the town that
Aachen.
Oh,
Aachen?
Yeah, Aachen had amazing
made great fries. Oh, in Freinsheim. We got the, is it
Spargel.
Spargel soup.
Spargel creme
Yeah.
soup.
Never had white asparagus or seen it in the States.
What was your, kind of like your thoughts when you saw white asparagus?
It looks like a mistake. It does. It looks like a... But it tastes really good.
Yeah, it was great.
The cream soup, it tastes good.
Oh, the Rittersport, specifically.
Yeah, I guess because we did so much of that the first trip, and then we sought out Rittersport in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot more varieties here.
Yeah, we can find a limited amount of different kinds in the States. We go a little crazy when we're here.
So we probably bought like 20 different kinds of Rittersport here and ate most of it.
The ice cream in Freinsheim is superior to any other ice cream I've ever had. Far superior. Never had ice cream that good.
And
it was
mild,
just smooth and mild.
Mild
and,
tasting. It wasn't too...
But it tasted fresh.
It wasn't
We got like the
sweet.
mango and
Yeah.
it didn't taste like fake mango. Well, we said like a lot of the fruity type flavors here don't taste artificial. They taste like they actually put real fruit into it. And back home, it does feel like a lot of things are very artificial.
Oh, what about beers? Do you have hot takes on German beers?
Hot takes. It's going to be a longer story. I really enjoyed the German beers I had. I think the main thing that surprised me is, at least in the States, there is like an immense amount of variety. When I think of beer garden, to me, it sounds like it's a garden of beers. And so there's like this wonderful variety of lights and darks and sours and IPAs and whatnot. Whereas I think in reality, it was more like there was one beer sponsor that had a few beers there. I was a little bit surprised there wasn't more variety, but everything I had was top notch.
The lack of like beer selection at a beer garden, is that disappointing for you?
It's disappointing, especially with the weather swings here. Like on the rainy or colder days, I really wanted like a dark beer, like a stout or like a brown ale or something like that. I couldn't find any of that here. Maybe I wasn't looking in the right places. But then the next day, if it's bright and sunny, I might want like a sour or something like that, and those weren't there either. So disappointing, but not the end of the world either.
So does German beer live up to the hype?
Does German beer?
You're about to either make or disappoint an entire nation.
I can't say no. I think if your expectation is Pilsner, Helles, those kind of lighter beers, and enjoying sampling the different kinds, like the different brewer Pilsners, that's enjoyable. And because I've enjoyed all of them. I'm disappointed in the lack of variety. I'm not disappointed in the quality. That might be too much beer talk.
So then on this trip, you drove a lot. Talk about your driving experience.
The main thing is that it seems like every German driver is like a professional grade driver. Like they could do it for a living. No one really makes mistakes.
Yeah, we never saw an accident.
And I think it's just, everyone feels like they're on the same page with what driving is. Like everyone's in agreement that if someone's coming up fast behind you, you get over. Like there's no question really about it.
Yeah.
And so that's probably what saves.
Which there are some states back home that is the rule of thumb, and people do adhere to it. But there are also some places where they don't.
Yeah, it's just not as uniform.
Yeah, it is nice when there's no speed limit, so you can go as fast as you need to.
Yep. So we got up to 235 kilometers per hour, and it honestly didn't feel that scary. It was exhilarating, to say the least.
Mom's gonna love this part.
What were things you liked or didn't like? Or
I don't like how you can't see them as easily.
It's nice that there's two. There's one high and one low, but I don't know. There is usually above the visor or in my kind of like my dead spot out of the windshield.
But you had mentioned that you liked the sequence.
Oh yeah,
that is nice. I hadn't thought about that actually.
The little yellow light to prep you. It's nice.
I noticed it, but I hadn't thought about it.
Yeah.
I guess.
I look for it now. I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss the yellow.
I like having virtually no stop signs. The roundabouts are nice. Yeah.
Did it take you a while to get used to the roundabouts, or is that something you knew how to do?
We have a few.
We have, I know we have at least one in Tulsa. No. I think you just like go in with a lot of courage and know you're gonna come out.
So overall, have you enjoyed the driving experience in Germany?
Overall, yes. It takes some time. By probably like the 5th day, I felt more comfortable.
I think it does just feel safe. Like you feel like everyone knows what they're doing and they're doing it
Everyone knows the rules and everyone takes them very seriously.
Yeah.
No one's like flippant with them, like, oh, those aren't for me this time. It's like, no. Every person, every occasion, it's constant.
Justin took some German classes in school.
Yeah.
And so you're excited to come over here and practice some of your German. Tell us a little bit about your experiences speaking German.
So, yeah, I took 4 years of German in high school, but that was sadly 15 years ago. I know there's like these core words that I can pull out very quickly, but I've realized there's a lot I've forgotten. But nevertheless, every interaction I tried to start in German. I'd say it's like half and half. I could tell some Germans heard it and continued in German, maybe slower, and then other Germans just went right into English with me. I'd still think even when they went to English with me, I tried to stay in German. I just like as a respect thing. But if I didn't know a word or a sentence or it got complicated, I would have to kind of cringe and go into English, kind of give up, so to speak.
But you really did try. You did a good job.
Yeah, I hope I did a good job. I think the best experience was a cafe in Meisenheim, but I think it's because the waiter was very gracious and he could tell, and he like worked with me worked on my German with me, and that was probably the best.
Or what about any phrases that like you had said that like were really popular, like whenever you guys were like speaking in your class, and then you get over here, and like were you surprised that you don't hear anything? Yeah,
our big thing was thank you was Danke sehr. 100% of the time. I used it a few times over here, and no one used it back with me, and it was always Danke schön. I think I did hear one gal say Danke sehr, and that was nice.
And then this trip, you come back and you're constantly saying Spitze gern. and I have never heard that term before. So I'm not saying that it's not a German term. I am just wondering, is it a?
I don't think it is.
Is it a Justin?
I think
German term.
So I had really like I had a core group of friends that I went through German classes with, and I think we just made that up and we liked it, and it worked in so many different scenarios. It was mostly like, oh great, Spitzigan. So, but maybe it is something.
Yeah, maybe that's something that people can leave down in the comments. Is that a phrase that they have used or not used? And Rebecca, have you picked up any German words since you've been here?
Mm-hmm. The 3 my kids use.
Which are?
Danke. Dankeschön.
Bitteschön.
Bitteschön. Hello. That I don't even say well. Tschüss. I like it when the kids say tschüss. It's really cute.
Mineralwasser.
Mineralwasser. Yeah. No, I'm not. Not very good, but I do try. You try to be respectful at least, even though, yeah, it's not pretty.
Kaffee and Kuchen.
Coffee. I got that one down.
As we've all talked about, you guys are unique Americans that tend to prefer mineral water, and you actually have a machine at home to carbonate your water at home. When did that start, and what has been your experience with the water over here?
It started on the first trip, but we haven't really tried it prior to that trip.
That was like one of the things I could do in German really easily is order Mineralwasser. So I like the way. So I knew that sentence, like, let's just, ich möchte Mineralwasser.
But
we really liked it.
We ended up liking it, specifically Gerolsteiner.
Gerolsteiner is our favorite. It's now very expensive in the States.
Yeah.
So if we buy it it's
anymore,
like
really.
4 times a year maybe at that.
It's a very special occasion.
And but here it's like free.
How much does a bottle cost roughly in Oklahoma?
$3.60
at least.
Probably at least. Maybe it's more now. But for the same one, it's like 69 cents or 69 cents euro here. Yeah. So we drank probably 30 bottles.
That was all we drank while we were here.
So you only pay 69 cents here per bottle, and you get some of that back.
Right.
Yep.
Wow.
What a deal.
What
value?
In an amazing country. And an amazing time to be.
But what's the
time to be alive?
The difference is, though, like, I feel like you get it more lukewarm here. Like at a restaurant.
At a restaurant?
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah.
I like it. It has to be like cold for me to enjoy it.
Yeah, I agree.
Not in ice, just chilled.
Yeah.
So I think that probably would be a cultural difference because they are cold in German restaurants, but not as cold as we would be used to drinking in the U.S. And so the perception is that I think it's lukewarm, right?
Yeah.
But it is chilled.
Yeah.
It doesn't
just
feel
barely chilled.
So overall, just what are some overall thoughts? What are some of your culture shocks, or what were some of your highlights, or just of German society, the country, the rules, or?
I mean, I don't know if it's a German thing or a European thing, but the amount of smoking is very different. I feel like it's mostly almost phased out, or it's like maybe been replaced by like e-cigarettes or something. But the amount of actual physical cigarettes everywhere, around everyone, was very different.
When you're checking out
in a grocery store.
Yes. Whoever's checking out is sitting. Like at
cashier.
home. Yeah, the cashier is always standing. Like they have like a padded thing to stand on usually, but here it's like everyone sits.
And there's a Seinfeld episode about that.
So Donnie, you should edit that in right now.
Let me just say this. It is inhumane to make a man stand on his feet in one spot for 8 hours a day. Why shouldn't he have a chair?
The lack of air conditioning.
Yeah, that's probably like a European thing, right?
Yes, it's just hard. I mean, it's hard when you're not from here.
Mm-hmm.
And it starts to get like a little bit hot.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world, but it's hard.
But on the same token, one of the things I really love, like I love windows and you know, I love natural light and fresh air. Oh,
that's the thing. The rouladens.
Yeah.
We want those.
Yeah. Those should be exported to every country. I think it's nice to, especially in the mornings, open the windows and get all that fresh air blowing through. And that's like one of the best feelings, getting that fresh air in the morning, smelling the fresh air.
And to be able to open the windows different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ours don't do that.
Ours don't do that. Up and down.
We love how many trails there are, like walking trails. But with the kids, it's great to have the extra places to walk that feel safe.
Yeah, the parks. I mean, there's a lot of good parks, playgrounds. I think it's just there's more thoughtfulness in general. Like I feel like the Germans spend time analyzing something that could be very minute or, I mean, almost trivial, but you might as well analyze it. Like the sitting cashiers, like that just makes sense.
Oh, the bags at the grocery store.
Oh yeah. I mean, in the States,
you can bring your own bags.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's a developing movement.
Yeah, but it's like if you don't bring your own bags, it's not the end of the world. They're going to have bags for you.
Yeah, they'll either have paper or plastic. But I completely forgot about that here. Got a ton of groceries and soon began to panic. But I ended up just kind of stacking it all together and getting it out. On the Gerolsteiner crate.
And like down to the food, I like that I can go into the grocery store and not everything has 15 ingredients or more. Like the animal crackers were like 4 ingredients, and you can read them, you know what they are. That's a nice thing.
Overall, what have been your perceptions about like Germans?
I'd say they're pretty stoic. Yeah. They don't show a lot of emotion, positive or negative. They answer questions very directly and almost
very minimally.
Yeah, minimally, perhaps bluntly occasionally. And that's not our norm. It's usually like a smile or a little bit more. When you walk
by on the street, you get more of like a smile or something like that. Whereas here it seems like they just kind of stare and move on.
So go ahead and tell us any final wrap-up thoughts that you have. And then also we want to know, what is your favorite place that you've ever visited inside of Germany?
We, the family, really appreciate the grace from the Germans in terms of the language barrier. Oftentimes I would say like, my German is very bad. My Deutsch is sehr schlecht. And they would kind of laugh and
say my English is...
My English is sehr schlecht, but their English was way better than my German was. Just that willingness to help along the conversation in English, even though we are the outsiders in Germany, was appreciated.
I think this trip we enjoyed getting to see a lot more of the smaller towns and seeing like the architecture is really beautiful and just the history and getting to learn more. I mean, there's a lot more for us to see. The history is very amazing.
Favorite town?
Favorite town?
I almost think we shouldn't say it because I don't want it to get too busy next time. Do you know
like a very laid back, quiet town, Meisenheim. Probably still the coolest. We didn't get to go this time, but probably still the coolest history stuff we've gotten to see was, I think, Trier was probably the neatest.
I think most beautiful views is
Heidelberg.
Oh, Heidelberg?
Yeah.
I was going to say the Rhine.
Okay.
The Rhine cruise.
True. So then what's your favorite town then?
Meisenheim.
There you go.
But don't go there.
To see who made it this far into the video, the random question of the week is... what's your favorite sparkling water brand? Thanks so much for watching this video, guys. Be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons, and I will see you in our next video.
Yeah, I hope that doesn't sound too much like a Gerolsteiner promo.
Family think of Germany? Okay, that's probably good enough.
Yeah.
I cannot.
Maybe you want to introduce you.
I'm pretty sure I look like a crazy person though.
It's okay. I can crop you out.